Hello everyone, this is Statler,
And I'm Waldorf.
and we're here to talk about the path of white magic.
White magic. This is the good guys.
This is for the good guys.
Although the Sylvan elves can take this, right?
And the Sylvan Elves are clearly good guys.
I'm a king of Aquitaine
but
player.
as
They're
all-
not good
but-
guys.
They're good guys too.
Okay.
All my armies are good guys.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
The-
I'm sure the dark elves are good guys too at some point.
I don't have Dark Elves, so
Okay.
it's one of the three I don't have.
So they're bad guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Point taken.
so white magic. The lore attribute, I'm sorry, the path attribute.
Path.
Yes, is the Shield of the Ancients. It's range 18. It's an augment. It's permanent, and basically, you get a free counter on one unit. You can only put a maximum of one on a unit whenever you cast a spell, and you get to use that as a free, basically a free wound on that particular unit.
And that comes after multiple wounds, right? Yes.
Yes,
Okay. So you're not taking away a rock lobber hit, you're taking away one of its wounds.
correct. Right.
Okay. Okay. And they FAQ'd this, and then further question that we asked, they answered, in that if you join a unit, if a character or a unit has one and they join together, then it applies to both of them. When one of the other leaves, right now they share that counter, but they said in the FAQ, when they update the FAQ, it's going to be that they choose which one of them
Right,
keeps
right.
that counter
Which is, I think, what we were talking about when we were going through the
through the
clarification
FAQ.
with the FAQ. Yeah, this is. I really like this attribute. I don't think it's too powerful.
I don't think it's too powerful. I think it's very good. Though.
I think it's
like
very
this a
good,
lot.
especially when you have high cost models. You put this
Right.
on, units of cavalry. It's rather nice that you can
Yep.
you can save a 30-point mounted guy.
Well, our
Helps your characters out.
helps your characters a
helps
ton,
your,
especially if you're like flying around in a griffin.
Correct. Helps your monsters out.
Right.
A lot of monsters have a nominal amount of wounds, so if you can keep putting an extra one every turn. That's,
Ignoring one a turn is really big.
Yes, it can be really big. So
And since it's ignoring it, it's not counting towards combat res,
correct.
which is also again helping.
Right, and now it's old. 8th edition used to be able to have a spell similar to this, but you could keep going on stacking forever, which was a bit much.
Correct.
So this is nice because you can it's still only one.
Correct. No, I think this was a good lore attribute. I like this
Yeah,
a lot,
yeah,
and to me, it kind of fits with the elven thing.
Yeah, I agree. I like it a lot.
We're just kind of protecting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
The 0, the default spell is the Luminous Bolts. Cast on a 9 or a 12. Range is 24. Actually, this is a weird one where the boosted version drops to 18. It's a hex missile damage, instant. Target suffers 2d6 strength 4 hits. If you boost it, you shorten the range to 18 and do 3d6 strength 4 hits.
Right.
It's this is a very good spell, but because I like the 2d6, that's powerful, but you're 3 dicing this. Your base spell requires 3 dice.
Yeah, I'm not actually. I mean, I wouldn't mind the spell if it was not the 0 spell, the base spell.
Right.
It does have a high casting value. 2d6 strength 4 is nice.
It's very nice.
But it's at a 9. That's a decent casting value, and a 12 for the 3d6. Considering some of the other
Right.
attack spells here, to me it's okay. I'm just not a fan of where it is in lore.
Correct.
For elves, I don't think of them as the magic missile kind of magic. I would prefer they had an augment here
Right.
of some sort. That's just me.
If it
That's
had
a personal
another-
preference.
Technically, I would think this would be fantastic if it had another level that it cast on like a 5 or a 6
Yeah.
for 1d6.
Yes, if it did like a
Then
fireball,
it would be a fireball, and it would
that's
be
a different.
fantastic.
Then it would be very. Oh yeah, it might be too good.
Because
but-
it gives you that
Yeah.
variety, but
Exactly.
the minimum 9 is too. To me, 9 is a lot for a base spell.
It is
for a
because you're
default spell.
you're using 3 dice. So,
Correct.
and if you're playing Kingdom of Aquitaine and you've got your damsel in the middle of your
You're not wanting to roll 3
your
dice
lance,
ever.
3 dice, you do think about it.
Yep. Next one we have is the Phoenix Rises. Cast on a 4, boost to an 8. Range is 18. Focused, augment. Instant, or last one turn. Target instantly recovers 1 wound. And if you boost it, it also gains +1 strength. Cast on a 4 to gain a wound in 18 inches. Great spell. I like this a lot. Cast on a 4. You save 1 die at the end of your magic phase, throw this on it, take a shot. Basically with a +2, only a 1 or 2 is going to fail. I like this spell a lot. Especially, again, talk about synergizing. The army has the magic item that boosts their spell range by 6 inches. The highborn elves. Yes. So that helps a lot as well. But no, I like that spell.
I love this spell. I think the getting a wound back, the only other lore that does that for semi good guys is of course nature. And it has a much higher casting value of pushing, get more wounds back. I really wish this would have been the 0 spell, to be perfectly honest, but
yes,
may have been too much. There'd be a lot of potential wounds you could get back.
Well, yeah, not only because remember when you're casting this and getting a wound back, you're kind of getting 2 because you're also putting a token on the guy, so he absorbs 1.
Sure. And then the bonus to strength, I think, is also for an 8 is a big deal also.
It is, but that brings it up to almost 3 dice, right?
It does, or it's often a 6, which is a little questionable. But for the armies that we're talking about, which don't tend to have strong models,
right?
With a few exceptions, adding a strength can make a big deal. You got you can take Kingdom of Equitaine. Your guys are strength 4.
You know what? I just noticed that. The boosted version is fantastic. Target and its unit.
Yes.
And its unit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind.
So, I mean, it's basically, it's not as powerful as Wild Form, but it compares well.
Give you the toughness?
Because it doesn't give you the toughness.
Yeah, but for an 8, you're getting +1 strength on your entire unit.
Right. Well, Wild Form would give you a +1 on each for the entire
on
unit.
A 9 or
on a 9.
Okay.
So, but
no, that's really good.
But you're getting both these things. No, I really I love this spell, particularly for the armies that I think it synergizes really well with the armies that can use it.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I missed the +2 to its unit.
Yes.
I thought it was on the guy that you're focusing it on, not his unit. But that's really good.
Yeah.
I'm the one that read that and didn't understand that. That's pretty awesome. Taking senility to a new level.
Reading's a skill.
I read it fine. It's the comprehension that didn't happen.
Okay, Captain Alzheimer, I'm next.
That's not good.
Guiding Hand, cast on a 6, boosted version's a 9, range is 18. It's an augment, last 1 turn. Target gains D3 to either its movement, weapon skill, ballistic skill, or initiative. Declare which one choosing the target. Boosted version affects all 4 characteristics. This is very similar to an old spell in Warhammer 8th, and it's also similar to what you can do in Heavens. It has the it's the negative you have in Shadow.
The miasma thing?
Yeah, it's negative in Shadow.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of that spell. Except
So,
that one's...
It's a fixed value.
Yeah,
so.
it's 1 or D3
Right.
on the boosted.
So this is nice. Once again, if you think about the armies that can use it, anytime you can, if you're a shooting army, you can slow somebody down. It's a good thing.
Well, it's +3. It's not minus.
I'm sorry. Yes. Oh, yes. I'm reading this the wrong way.
Yeah, you're not slowing
My
anybody
turn. Down. It's my turn to geese. So yes.
It's spreading.
And I've used this lore, so which is kind of ironic. That you have an army that you can use that to, like Sylvan Elves, you can use it to back up with your archers a little bit more if you're trying to
with
keep
your
away.
movement. Yep.
With your movement. You can to keep the distance going. Same thing if you're Kingdom of Equitaine and you kind of fail a charge, you want to back up a little bit to expand the distance
It's not letting you move.
to the movement.
Yeah. You cast it
It
in
would
the
be
next
at the charge.
round,
Yes,
you can
yeah.
charge further,
Right.
is what it's helping you do.
Yeah.
But the +2 initiative's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Initiative's really important, especially in the small fights now.
Initiative is it's probably one of the for like Kingdom of Equitaine, it's probably the most important one.
It's extremely important with Kingdom
Because
of
it's a
Equitaine.
huge challenge when you're charging with those guys. Quite often you're running into guys that kill all your guys
Yeah,
before
they
you
kill
go.
you before you go.
So yeah, that helps. Ballistic skill can be helpful if you've got ballistic skill or something like a scorpion or something like that has low ballistic skill.
Scorpion.
The bolt thrower.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yes.
And
Oh, yeah, you boost that from 4 to 7.
right. I think it's a 3. So the Kingdom of Equitaine one.
Oh, the Kingdom of Equitaine
Yeah,
one,
not
not
the
the
other.
High
Right,
one
right.
elf one.
So you can help the war machines out
Yep.
at a relatively, at a low casting value. Then you have, then the weapon skill just makes you hit a little easier
Yeah. Or be hit harder.
or be hit harder.
I mean, harder for people to hit you,
Yeah.
not for people to hit you.
In the all 4, I guess you might use that occasionally. You
It's
probably
only a 9, actually, but you
Yeah.
probably don't need more than 1 or 2 of those.
right. You may want 2 of them at a time.
Weapon
like
skill
you
and
want weapon
initiative.
skill and initiative when you're fighting,
Correct.
so that'd be the reason to do it. So
Yeah.
I think this is a very
Nice spell.
very nice spell.
That brings us to the spell 3, the Hidden Path. Cast on a 7, boosts up to 15. Well, that's a huge change. Range 24, augment, special. The target gains ethereal until the end of the phase. Target may perform an 8 or 16-inch magical move. 16 if you're boosted. This is really nice. For a 7, you can go an 8-inch move. Ethereal, it's kind of nice.
It's only until the end of the phase.
It's only until the end of the phase.
so it
it's
only
not-
helps you move
yeah,
through terrain. So
correct. So you're not taking dangerous terrain or something
Right.
like that with your 8-inch move. But I don't think you would anyway because it's not a march move. So, but it lets you go through a building or
you
something.
can go through a
if
building,
need
or you can
to.
go through dangerous things that are classified as or a building or something impassable. Yeah.
Anyway, it's nice. It's okay. I see the boosted version being the real helpful one, where you can go 16, but that's a 15 to cast.
Yeah, it's a huge number.
Which it kind of should be, because you don't want somebody bouncing 16 inches off to your flank. But anyway, this is a decent spell. I think it's kind of limited. I don't know. To me, I'm not that big fan of it. Now, the more I look at it, 8 inches is not really far enough to do a lot.
I was actually getting the previous spell and this one confused because I was looking at them at the same time.
Oh,
It's back to your ability to perform the magical move, to be able to reposition your guys.
right.
So 8 inches.
If you charge, fail a charge,
Right.
and
Yeah,
move
yeah.
backwards.
Yes.
Ah, that
So,
I can see a huge.
you're basically moving 4 inches backwards. So
Or
Yeah.
or 8
Or-
inches to the side and then
or
get
the
out
side,
of their arc.
or you're trying to get out of. Yes, you're trying
When
to
you
get out
fail
of
to charge.
out of the visibility, or you've marched past them. You can't get quite far enough.
Right.
So I think that for this is, and it's got a decent range, so you can cast it on a lot of guys. It's really good in the chaff game.
Yep.
You're trying to get some guy a little farther, particularly if it's not flying or something. So
Yeah,
I
good
think
point.
I think this is a very helpful utilitarian spell.
Okay, I can see that.
Blessing of Amhar, 9 to cast, 12 in its boosted version, 12-inch range, boosted is 24. It's an augment, lasts 1 turn. Target gains ward save 5 up. Affected models with already existing ward saves have them increased by 1 to a maximum ward save of 3 up. Anytime you can give a ward save to models that don't have them is with a 5 up save is a very nice
Yes.
boost. The +1 once again synergizes pretty well. You've got
With
Sylvan
both
Elves,
armies.
Kingdom of Equitaine, and Highborn Elves all have
A lot
troops
of them.
already have ward saves of some sort.
Correct.
So this is really nice to keep your guys more survival fitting with those types of those armies.
Mm-hmm.
The 12 is a little short. I don't think it matters so much for Kingdom of Equitaine.
No, because you're in the lances.
You're in the
moving
lances. A
forward.
little harder with the Sylvan Elves, where you tend to be bouncing around and all over the table. Maybe not quite as hard with the Highborn Elves.
If you have the range booster thing, makes it even better.
Yeah, yes, that's true. I wish we could give you that to 18.
Yep.
So I think this is a very nice
spell. I agree. Spell 5 is the Arcane Dissolution.
Dissolution.
Cast on 11, range is 24, hex, direct, focused, damage. It's an instant. Target suffers 1 hit with the metal shifting. Then choose a randomized magical item carried by the target, and this item is destroyed. Magical items with the one use only cannot be chosen. Oh, so basically, if he's already used his scroll and you can't, or even if he still has his scroll, it's not going to get rid of that. So in 11, you get rid of a magic item. This is really good. I like this a lot.
Yes.
And it's whether it wounds or not. It doesn't have to wound you to have that secondary effect of destroying the magic item.
And there are armies that have champions now that can take magic items.
Correct.
So yeah. So just being able,
but it's focused. So yeah, you can knock that out.
To be able to pick off, champions is not, particularly if it's a strong champion with 1 wound. It's not such a bad thing. Like a knight champion.
So, all right.
I mean, that's more specific.
Can I destroy somebody's standard magic standard if it's not a BSB carrying it?
Because it's focused.
I think you can.
I believe we have to go with the fact. I believe you can. You can pick any model you want.
Right. I don't think that's in the FAQ, but
no, because I don't. This is not a magic missile, so it's not. You don't allocate hits.
Correct. I mean, you're picking your target, and other focused ones you can pick out the champion.
Correct.
So I'm guessing you can pick out the standard bearer, and isn't there a rule that if you have a magic item and it gets destroyed for any reason, it becomes a mundane of the same?
Yes.
Which means your standard bearer still is a standard bearer, but
right, if you don't kill him.
Yeah. That's a good question. We'll have to look into that one.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you can get rid of it. Nice spell, though.
Yes. It's got a pretty high casting value.
Yeah. 3 dice is a little iffy, but it's a nice spell.
It's really probably more like 4 dice.
Yeah. Like I said, 3 is iffy on this one.
Yeah. That's 50%.
4 if you want it really.
Yeah.
If you want to make sure it goes.
If you want a decent chance of getting it off.
Right.
Still not guaranteed. Decent chance you're going to put 4 dice behind it. But if you're dealing with a particular magic weapon that your opponent is counting on, or is a real problem for you, this can be very helpful.
Yeah, you knock out the guy's 4-up ward save.
Mm-hmm. He's got that He's got some kind of Uber sword or whatever it is, a special banner that you don't want to deal with. Whatever it is, it's good.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the next one, Cataclysm. This almost sounds like an Infernal Dwarf name. Cataclysm, casts on a 14, very high casting value. Boosted version is an 18, range is 24, it's a hex, it's direct and it's damage. Remains in play. Not a lot of remains in play spells in the game, so whenever you have one, it's very nice,
yes.
Especially when it does damage like this. At the end of each magic phase, each model in the target unit suffers 1 strength 3, strength 4 if it's boosted hit with flaming attacks. So if the target's flammable in a field or something, they get to reroll those wounds.
Yes.
So and it just it'll keep eating away at a unit. Any unit that's like a horde of moderate or low toughness guys, this is a brutal thing to put on them.
Yeah, unless they have armored, they're armored up to protect themselves, like in Kingdom of Equitaine Knights.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can cast this on you, can let it sit there the whole game. You're not going to be happy, but
sure.
But you drop this on a unit of 40 halberdiers for the Empire Sonistan, Stonestall.
A whole bunch of goblins or
goblins or whatever. Even orcs. I'm not going to want this thing sitting on me, killing a third of me a turn.
And you don't want it on a lot of elf guys because you
definitely don't want it on
guys
elves.
Are quite expensive. So it's a nice. I won't say it's a top shelf, but it's a nice uber spell.
It is, and the remains in play is what really helps this one a lot, because it goes off once. lights the guy up, and then he has the choice of just eating it again or using almost his entire, basically destroying his magic phase to get rid of it.
Yes, yes.
So he's going to use 4 dice to
he's
get
gotta
rid of
use
it. Now
all
you're
of the
going
dice to
to
get
now
rid
you're
of it.
probably going to outnumber him in dice, dispel dice. So
And if he's using 4, he's probably not getting rid of it. Yeah.
yeah, 4 is iffy. If you got +2, it's average, but a little lower. But yeah. Anyway, so anyway, that is the path of white magic. For Waldorf, I'm definitely going to give this a thumbs up. There is the only spell I'm questionable. Well, there's 2. The only spells I'm not crazy about are this not guiding hand, the hidden path. I'm not crazy about it, but there is uses for it. And the only other problem I have with it is the luminous bolts being the high casting cost at 0.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it's a bad spell. I'm just saying that's the drawbacks I can find. I give this a thumbs up, definitely.
No, I love this lore. Doesn't hurt that a number of my armies have it. So, I think I would, as compared to some of the other options, I would usually take it. I think almost all the spells are very useful. Most of them have moderate to high casting values. So you have to. It is kind of hard to get a lot of spells off with the lore, unless you happen to roll the 1, 2, or 3.
Yep, 1, 2, or 3 are really good.
Which is to me that's the downside is that you can't really spam too much out of this lore, especially because the base spell is such a high casting value.
That's true.
So that to me is the weakness of the lore, and the Uber spell is limited on the target selection for being an Uber spell.
Yeah, that big Uber spell, if you're fighting against ogres, is not going to do you much good.
But it's it's definitely a thumbs up. I like
Definitely
the lore.
a
I think
thumbs
you can use it. I think it's synergized with a lot of armies. You can do some good things with it.
Yeah, so the Path of White Magic gets 2 thumbs up then.
Yes.
All right, I think that's it.
That wraps it up.